Hi folks, we have more action for you from the Online Worlds 2025. So we are now in the extended cut, so basically top 32 round I think this is. And I am still in it, as you can see. And this is a recording of my game against Francesco Cirilli, who is playing Tyrell, the Lord of the Crossing on this occasion. Not exactly sure what to expect. Different versions of this. Okay, Randall Tarley is kind of a staple, but you can go with the song events for stand. We've seen knights being played out of crossing. Okay, unlike the previous game, we're gonna start with King's Landing immediately, which is probably the most important card of the deck. Makes everything else so much easier. You got draw from the start, although on this occasion no King's Landing location in hand, but I do have Sarador Sun, so that's gonna be good econ. And this doesn't necessarily tell me a lot about what Francesco is playing. He doesn't set up any econ though, which I'm pleased to see. Should I help him? Well, how much do we need? So Salador Sun is essentially free. If I reduce him, I have +1 from him. But is he worth reducing? Or do we need standing characters more? Well, can get that bastard of Robert, I think. So when I marshal Robert, he's gonna be free and draw me a card. That's quite possibly gonna be next round. And we have Storms and Gold, which is rare in round 1, but we could do that. Not a bad card to have immediately. If you pass, then turn either Intrigue or Military into power, whichever you want less. I guess in this case would be Intrigue. And start Fizzles. Just watching, keeping an eye on the spectators to see who has been knocked out. Because you can only start watching the games once you've been knocked out. Well, so far honestly there's nothing too scary here. Yeah, okay. Text says song event, so I kind of see where this is going now. And I'm not gonna help crossing at any easy early power here. Advanced threats. Thing that worries me when I see that kind of icon in Tyrell is potentially political disaster. I mean, Mad King's Command. Mad King's Command honestly these days is worse because having dupes doesn't really help political disaster. I mean, I have dupable locations even though they're mostly 2 copies. And but King's Landing also is still pretty decent if that survives. It's dupable econ that helps you draw more locations later on. Mad King's Command is a real killer. But okay, I mean it is crossing. You don't want to narrow your board to 3 characters, do you? So what can we still defend? Realistically, nothing. But okay, that's an intrigue challenge, and there's no military icon. Oh, but Gorman can see the top card. So actually, Mark can bring something in, right? Yeah, I don't want to lose my cards. I think that's more important than that reducer. And we have a Tricon there, he can oppose, and I won't concede that much. Ah, Gorman doesn't see anything that he likes, but surely among the 5 cards. And that's a song, so that's a gold gained as well, right? Potentially to play other stuff that could annoy me. Ooh, okay. Passive power, well, that's not fun. Challenges you can kind of block, but this one, especially if it triggers the moment it stands always, so Korean and Salderson can't really get it. But the price for that is no military challenge. Ah, but at 1 gold gained means Elinor gets it and she will win. And there's power gold over left over for dominance, so in the end, well, 3-0, it's not a disaster. Blocked what I could. Maybe some traitors in play and going second, and this could not be such a bad game, but have to draw that, so we go time of plenty for more card draw. And Francesco's not going to let me go second, unfortunately. Withering Cold, well, that messes up a lot of my stuff. One-time use of Storms, and I have to be careful about King's Landing, so I'm not gonna unnecessarily trigger it if I don't need it. Not for Sarador, not for its own ability. Arbor's pretty nice. I can be needing that with Sarador in future rounds maybe. So now 9 gold. Robert actually now is not even that crucial because standing phase skipped anyway. But the fact that he comes with a free chad is pretty decent. But okay. Maybe actually having the stand is good this round. Huh, or both. Okay. Out of gold for begging brother, but next time. If I'm not gonna marshal anything else, then I guess I didn't need to. near King's Landing. Could have nailed Redwine Straits. And doping locations just in case in this matchup. Not entirely convinced that there isn't gonna be PD. So we have 1 gold left over, okay. And still City Gates is standing for next round to be nailed with King's Landing. Eight gold to work with. We know the arbor is in hand. Is it gonna be marshaled? It's quite a tempo hit, and it's probably not gonna be a very dominant board after that. Can marshal arbor and mark, but also minstrels there to get more gold potentially. And Elinor's there. Sure, there's a bounty in the deck as well, or 3 of them. Yeah, but okay, Withering Cold, that means there's gonna be Tome of 7 streams, right? He's the main one that stands in all kinds of phases, so it could be problematic for me. I mean, I have Cells which stands itself, and Salador. They can kind of survive the Withering Cold. Then I have Robert to keep stuff nailed, but my stuff will stay nailed, and Francesco's will be standing if that happens, so not that fun. At least it can't happen in challenges though with Delena, unless she gets blanked. And then I have Begging Brother if I can keep it. No Wily Smuggler this time to protect it. And honestly, my hand, I mean, no one wants to lose Kurain or Imri either. There he is. Stands non-loyals, but you would want ideally non-loyals that are a little bit more impactful in terms of challenges and power gain. I mean, Randall kind of self-stands, so I think when Hanno Lunser played the Song deck, I think it was the European Championship where he got to the final, he also had maybe Joken Hagar in the deck to really be annoying with that. So that could be something fun to look forward to eventually. At the moment, nothing that stands is that scary, but the problem is that it stands and it's Withering Cold, so the whole board will be potentially standing, and whatever I use will be nailed. Not that bothered by losing this one, honestly. Still have 0 power on the faction card now. So, how bad is this going to be? Well, I don't want to lose this. Is there a strength boost? Also, really didn't want to kneel Storm's End on Withering Cold turn. this one I think we just oppose because there's no power to steal, so the Bastard of Robert seems like the perfect choice. And then I will lose the crossing challenge. Oh, and intimidate on my smuggler. On Delena, well, she's the only one duped, so fair enough. But if Smuggler was intimidated, then I would have had to kneel Robert to stop unopposed. Now this guy can kneel, and he's not that bad because he stands himself. It is a win by 5. If something really annoying is played, but there isn't anything 2 gold, you'd need to play the most annoying thing, but for 1 gold I guess some kind of put to the torch, but no. Should have dominance anyway. Yeah, there is no standing phase, so we go straight into taxation after this one. Losing, but as far as the stand battle is concerned, didn't get out of that too badly, and Tom's still there, but could get a good bag him rather. It's gonna eat quite a few of these stand triggers. Once per phase, yeah, so play the 0 cost songs. Oh, and there are some, right? Yeah. 1 0 cost and then 2 to be played afterwards. Play I mean Gormon sees the first card, so plays it anyway. Yeah, see this event being played sometimes. It's a corset event. Not one of the more prominent events in the game, I guess, over the last 10 years, but lately you see it, okay, in this deck, but also in the Reach 7 cost Randall Tarly decks, where you sometimes need to set up cards so that things work out with his ability. And honestly, that kind of thing where you use it on yourself has never really interested me that much in the past, but I have done the opposite, playing some kind of choky deck that tries to get rid of the opponent's cards and then plays the bear and the main fair on them to make sure they don't get anything useful. That I've done. It's fun, but can't pretend that it has a high win rate. This is turning into econ as well. Not sure what the minstrel The Minstrel's limit is it just a straight 3 per round or something like that? Too quick. Hope you caught that. But there's enough gold anyway, so. Yeah, Icons and Intimidate. Now Florian Jonquist just play just for the stand, presumably. Would have been better in challenges to give her also Renown, but I guess you can't have everything. And that's a pretty good one for me, actually, for Salvador Sanz icon. Mark is back and 1 gold left, which turns into more gold, of course, when another song is played. And off to Galtan. We'll counter my Grand Melee a little bit. I don't have my red keep either here. So I need to go with as many characters as possible. This is pretty nice. Now I'd really like to get as much as I could for Begging Brother, but that costs me 6 and then I'm not doing any more cells. But Big Begging Brother and this ship for Corain to kneel something is pretty decent, perhaps. Alternatively, cells and chamber. I think that's fair enough. Especially in Diana's turn. At what point do we use this? On the Renown guy. Even though Mark's super annoying also. And now Intrigue and Power can be done. Military needs off to Galtown to get past Grand Melee. I think I can block some stuff and then the gold works out pretty nicely actually. I can keep with Robert everything else, right? And I get my Sardor and Corain back standing because there's nothing 5 plus for my opponent. But bigger issue is that might be the Harris. Then all of that fun ends probably. But I have to keep Delena and Begging Brother ideally, which means all of them go. So either all of them go or one stays and Begging Brother or Delena go. None of that seems fun. I can concede some stuff here and try to get double power, I guess, with Storm's End. Might get Intimidate again. the moment the hand's not that great. Imri could be good in the late game, I guess. Yeah, it's just +0, so can't intimidate the really good ones. And now what? Okay, power, and then that's it. No crossing challenge because Mark's there alone, right? Assuming there's no stand, which there shouldn't be. If I had red keep, I might defend this, but now, well, on a post power, but then I can do 2 challenges back, right? That should be worth more. That's the easy part, those two will stand anyway. I think we do the other, we do intrigue into power, right? I mean, we could also do straight intrigue, it's 8-3. I feel like there might be decent enough draw for Francesco anyway. I mean, he has Arbor and Red White straight, so we just play a coppers here and have plenty of gold. So power is more important, and Edric can make dominance be tied, I think. But now should massively swing in my favor, I think, with this Robert trigger. The only problem is if the Harris is played, then all my guys that are standing could also just go. And yeah, doing this before Corain can get it. Think we have to do Corain because he won't survive the Harris. Can get Mark, and at this point probably Red Wine straights. Arbor is a juicy target for Saladar. Costs me Fury though. There's some throwaway warships that are just usable for Corain, I guess, but some are pretty nice. And Fury is one of them. He has 1 copy, but in this matchup and in the previous one, it was good because power is so important. Opponents rushing a bit, and there is power to steal. There's one on Farmer Champion there. Can also save power from Robert. Goes another Grand Melee, which means it's gonna be very difficult for Francesco to do challenges. Question is though, what is his plot, and if it's a reset, what do we do? We do have, I think, initiative against the Harris, which is another little bonus. Mad King's Command. Well, I was worried about that at the start, but actually it didn't go super wide with locations here. And now it's not so bad, I think. Okay, I lose initiative, that's not fun, but I think he should let me go first. I hate, hate going first, so I'm not gonna play Red Priest or anything like that. Yeah. But that lets me keep Robert, who's really dominating this. And well, Begging Brother and Delena are knelt, so ideally Saladar Son, but those are really the three best characters that are just winning this game at the moment. Begging Brother, Delena and Robert. Which actually means marshalling nothing. So if we keep three cards. Well, I can marshal Imri if he marshals three standing characters. I mean, I have 6 locations and I can keep 3, so that seems like something I should do. And then I can keep Chamber and 2 characters in hand. I don't keep Corraine for Matkins Command and I just replay him immediately. It's not worth it. Could also carry Imri through Matkins Command. Yeah, just thinking here, if I'm gonna marshal one smuggler, what to do with that King's Landing. But honestly, I mean, so we are keeping Corraine, SSS and Chamber, right? So Smuggler just comes in because he actually increases the gold I have with Saladin's ability. But now, I mean, if Francesco passes, then Imri goes, and if he marshals one character, I have to think whether to trigger Imri or pass. Ideally, he'd marshal 3 and then I could just trigger Imri, but somehow I'm not sure that he will allow me that. And all my stuff's knelt if I keep the ones I was talking about. And no red keep, so my grand melee actually also kind of fizzles, which is unfortunate. Could I spare Delena? I mean, she's the only one duped. Spare Begging Brother. But then Tom is kept and he goes mental with his ability. That's the second one. And Angui might be not kneeling, but it's not quite enough actually to do 2 challenges into Grand Melee. So I think we wait for the third one. If it doesn't come, we just forget about Imri, right? He stopped one character being marshaled potentially. Well, now it's happening for sure. Okay. Yeah. Do we need Fury to survive for Corain? Hmm. Which one's better? Well, Gates of the Moon is more, but with King's Landing it's equal because City Gates can kneel to get +1. It would only be more if I had. I mean, Gates of the Moon is better if I have 2 King's Landing kneels already. Come on, keep the bagging, brother, don't be stupid. I would lose Sarador's son. Keep the Lena. Or would I? I mean, I have begging brother to cancel the stand, but she is duped there. Oof. Questionable decision, but okay. Well, gives me a chance to actually do a challenge, and there's 18 minutes left, so we have to start winning the game. So if I kept the Lena, I would have 0 from this round basically. Could just win dominance now. I can win unopposed power with renown and dominance. I'll get ahead actually. So for the price of losing a duped character, but I might not. I mean, I won't Morgulis myself in this game. I don't think. Should be able to win in 2 plots if this situation continues where Robert's just keeping the entire board knelt, right? And now there's gonna be down to 3 anyway, and Corain's there to do his thing next round if I get another warship. Which, to be fair, at the moment is a big if. Easy decision for Francesco on all the card types except characters, which he has 1,000 of, so yeah, this time I'm actually trying to sort them a little bit because last round I drew within 6 cards left in my deck, so maybe there is some chance to draw, but okay, I have 43 in the deck now, so and a very possible shuffle if the Lena ever comes back. Francesco's downfall really here is the fact that he doesn't have a spread of costs. So Robert just massively wins, and actually, now that I think about it, I mean the fact that Corain also stands while Delena would remain knelt, maybe Corain was the not Corain Salador, I mean, was the choice. Marjorie. Well, if Randall Tarley comes, he has strength boosts from Garland and from Marjorie. And now I don't have Delena. I have to spend the begging brother on him. Glad that Tom's gone, by the way. It's 3 triggers I still have. Now, is there to Harris? Judging by the characters that were kept, well, actually. The Harris and Mad King's Command, well. So now I guess Sarador has to go. Close call first. See what you get. Come on. Makes zero difference, but still. Even if a close call into Robert, I don't think I'm sacking that to power from Robert. Get okay. Get location that will be used for King's Landing, so it's not too bad. I think Robert is the main one here. Saldor's more econ, but I should have enough. Well, dupe if you need it. I think first thing to do probably is just to play Kingsgate and draw a card. Leaves me with enough gold to play Corain and sell cells. Corain can be used because I don't have a warship, but if I draw any galley with this, no, I'm just gonna gain more gold, okay. Well, two characters and chamber works, or now that Delena's gone. Actually, Storm's End will stop both of these guys standing still. It's probably a better play just to draw, see what we get. Still kind of reluctant to play that character now. I mean, what does the Prince attachment do realistically? Nothing, right? Okay, no chamber, but we bestow. Well, it can stand itself when Robert keeps it net, I guess. But now it's a bit dodgy with 10 gold for Francesco. Well, that could eat up all of my begging, brother. I am on 9 though. Okay, I know I'm playing as crossing, but I am also close if Francesco just lets me do challenges. So I think we do proper power and one fake power, and then yeah, military or intrigue. Which one? Military either takes one playable character away, or the dupe with Morgulis now looming. Takes the dupe. So Randall is limit twice if he tries to stand. Just defense with both. Okay, I don't have anything at this point. No magical Senegali. But now I think we do the other challenge into power, right? I think we have to cancel Randall's ability. This is Garland's ability. Yeah. Gonna eat that bang brother real fast. Don't have dominance, unfortunately. So unless something else happens, we are at 12-7. Imri spent, so we don't have an obvious closing round. And I think Grand Melee has been spent as well, right? And we block Winter Festival conveniently. To go first again. Come on, something playable. Character misses, okay. 1000 eyes and one. That's a song, well. Okay, dupe for Robert if you have to go into Morgulis, so we have two duped characters, that's really good. And Traitor is really nice on Randall here. Could have done with another character, honestly. Pain's not realistically gonna be used. Because I'm not taking Corain back, right? And Celsius can't be taken back because it won't have any targets. Assuming there is another round. Feel a little bit better if I had a warship here though. Still 7 gold left and I've used up all my hand. Maybe should have more aggressively triggered Kingsgate again. Well, this is interesting. The wheelhouse, so that's gonna bring someone back in standing, or it can bring in Randall Tarly without Traitor, which kind of ruins some of my plans. And Lysa, okay. Lysa will suck if we have to Morgulis, but now it just means I can't do military, I have to turn it into power, but look, 4 characters have emerged, well, not fun. The only thing in my favor is Francesco will have to defend them now. Defend the challenges because I'm on 12. If he doesn't defend, I win. Garland's been spent, so only Marjorie is there and 0 gold probably can't boost his strength, so I only really need 1 cancel. Assuming I don't need Begging Brother to stay for Lysa. Well, does he focus more on the power challenge, I guess so, but that's 13. I have 7 gold left for dominance. I mean, this one for sure has to be successfully opposed and defended, otherwise it's gone. Now can Knight of Flowers get a boost? Okay, just defense with 6, that's fair enough. But now I can turn this one into power. Forces Knight of Flowers to defend, right? And then I can't be stopped. Ah, but actually... I suppose not. I was thinking whether that's a legal play here, because I have an empty hand, but I think we spent so much time actually in doing the FAQ for that to make sure, or the exact wording which played around with it a little bit towards the end, trying to decide whether this exact thing should be a legal play or not. Has that draw one card at the end, which I think then satisfies the change of game state, even if you can't look at the hand, because it's not there's no Dan in the ability, so yeah. I think what I said just now is correct. You can look at the FAQ on DronesDB. I went through everything there, so whatever it says there, it should be correct, but during the game it's a bit difficult to to know exactly. Either way, Randall can do power, so I'm gonna win with Chamber unless something else happens. It's not that far away from that something would happen, but my last plot's Morgulis, and I think the fact that I have 2 dupes means I could still probably win from that. Traitor was good, yeah. I was thinking, does he use Wheelhouse on Randall so that he comes back? I mean, he has the stand from Marjorie, so it could be problematic, right? But then there's one fewer character that's standing, so I don't know. I'm not sure if that was the play or not. I'm sure Francesco has considered everything. So yeah, that was a good game. I had 3 cards that countered the strategy: Nelena, Robert, and Begging Brother, and I got them at the right time, fortunately for me. And somehow the order of the Harris and Mad King's command was really in my favor there. Could keep Salador through Mad King's command. Imri was in hand at exactly the right time to keep the board knelt and fizzle around. And then when the Harris happened, it was exactly the time where I could replay Korain. Okay, he didn't have his ability turned on for the rest of the game because there was no warship, but still. So the timing worked out pretty well for that one. So yeah, we make it to the final Sunday, the top 16 stage. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching and see you next time.